Okay, so I wasn't going to talk about this till it was officially confirmed, because all it was originally was a bunch of rumors, and now I'm going to talk about it. So, we have a new prequel show, because Gotham's so good, right? I'm sorry, if you like Gotham, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. I stayed with it for like 5 episodes, and I was like, I can't follow this. It just wasn't for me, you know what I mean? And now we have a new prequel series that I may not follow as well, because if it's anything like Gotham, then I probably won't be interested. That being Krypton, the series that will follow Jor-El on a planet before... Well, at least we know how the show ends, right? Spoiler, the planet blows up, so that's probably going to be what? It's season 10 finale? Whatever. Sadly, we already know how this show is going to end. That's the spoiler. Anyway, so what do I think of a TV show based around Krypton? Now, originally Gotham was meant to be like a GCPD TV show, supposed to be like it was originally going to be like the Ed Brubaker comics from Gotham City Central. But then they changed it around even further to make it, oh, Batman's still pretty young and all this. I was kind of hoping for a Gordon TV show that would focus on the GCPD, and again, you kind of have that, but I didn't really need the whole before Gotham, and we had, oh, this is Penguin before Gotham, this is, before Batman, and we're getting all these characters before, and they're all thrown into one story in the pilot. That's what really threw me off. This is not for Gotham. We're going to talk about Krypton, because every time I talk about Gotham, I just get angry. Because it could have been a good show. But what about Krypton? Now, there is not a lot we know about Krypton. There is not really a lot... I mean, yeah, in several comics we've seen that before, but the Kryptonians are very up in the air. I mean, sometimes... They are mostly played as scientists, but in some in some versions, they're like either they're starting to explore other planets, or they've got the Kryptonian Empire, or, something like that. Something like that something like that plays out, you know what I mean? Something in that regard usually plays out. So it depends. So I think they're going to go with the scientific route, and also kind of play out what we saw in Man of Steel, where they were pioneering out in space and all that in small droves. Because again, Goyer is a part of this show, and Goyer, you're still on the shit list from everybody. But I will give you credit, Constantine's actually pretty good. But let's get back to Krypton. Now, this show does have potential, don't get me wrong. This show does actually have potential to be cool. I mean, it would be cool to see what Jor-El did before, how he became, such a great scientist. And actually, I would like to see that he's already the great scientist. I don't want to see a show of the rise of Jor-El. I want to see Jor-El already, a great scientist, and, already, on the Kryptonian High Council. What I want to see is Jor-El and Zod's relationship, and how that kind of formed of their friendship, and how it all broke down at the, the end of Krypton. That's what I really want to see. I want to see, Zod and Jor-El's friendship kind of take place, and have it, have them kind of give it a very Star Trek feel, have them go out to other planets, explore other worlds, kind of explore the Kryptonian DNA, and kind of be like, maybe once long ago when our son was, was still young, we could, have these powers, but now we don't. That's what I want to see. I also want to see, maybe not, Jor-El and Laura already married, maybe they're already engaged, like they're engaged to be married, and I really want to see a lot of character development for Laura, because a lot of the stuff focuses on Jor-El. We don't see a lot with Laura, so I would like to see, if anything else, I would like to also see some good character development from Laura, Jor-El's wife, because she's usually just there like, oh, I'm just going to put my baby to shit, boop, there it goes, boom, we're all dead. So I think there's a lot of potential for that. But if anything, but for the major thing, I want to see Zod be badass without the powers. I want to see, like, Zod doing military campaigns. That's what I really think the show should be about. I think what would be really cool is you follow Zod and, Non or Ursa, or it's probably going to be Feora instead of Ursa, and you follow Zod, Feora, and Non, and you follow them from, military campaigns to protect Krypton, and, I would be okay if they reference pre-Superman stuff, because there were a lot. I'm not saying, like, have a version of Parasite in here or Metallo. God, no. What I'd like to see is because Jeff Johns' run with the Jeff Johns run did a lot of stuff, or kind of pre-alluded to a lot of stuff Zod did before the end. So I'd really like to see, like, one of Zod, like a episode series of Zod and Jor-El teaming up to fight the Doomsday Cult, and have it kind of prelude to Doomsday. Prelude it to Doomsday. And I would be okay with that, because they do kind of reference that in Jeff Johns' run, especially in Last Sun, so I'd be okay if they do something with Doomsday. Don't have Doomsday in there. Do not have Doomsday in there. Prelude to him. You can prelude to him, and have the scientists who created him in there, and, have Zod and Jor-El team up to stop them, but don't have Doomsday in there. Also, I would be okay if Brainiac was in this show. Now, the big question is, do I want him as a computer program created by Jor-El, or do I want him as an alien? I preferably would like an alien, because again, I would like to see Zod and the Kryptonian army kind of, Brainiac is the, end-all, be-all threat that is coming after them. So, I wouldn't mind, and also you could show the abduction of Kandor, the Krypton's capital city. You can show that, when Brainiac stole that city. But then you could but that would have to be, Brainiac would definitely have to be, like, at the series end, because Brainiac was responsible for the destruction of Krypton. So, and they probably will go with the whole Brainiac was responsible for Krypton's destruction. So they probably will have the whole Kandor thing in there. Another thing I just thought of you could do is kind of experiment with Supergirl's Supergirl's parents, Jor-El's brother and sister-in-law. They were, Jor-El's brother, whose name I'm forgetting, it was also a great scientist, so you could have him in this show too, give him some more character development along with his sister, and also you could I would be okay with a young Kara, because Kara was actually older than, she was old, she was actually around, she was a teenager when, before, Jor-El was born. Not Jor-El, Kal-El, Kal-El. It's kind of explained further that she was sent out first, and I guess she was floating in space, and the whole space-time thing kept her a teenager while Superman grew up. It's really confusing. But yeah, I would be okay if you had Kara in here. I would be okay with Supergirl in this show. And it may actually actually no, they are talking about a Supergirl show, so I don't know if they'll actually have Supergirl in here or not. I don't know. But I would be okay if you did have Kara Zor-El in here. I think it would be okay if you had her in this show, because that does kind of match up with the timelines. So I do have hope for this show, but the thing is, it's going to be on... Here's the thing I haven't talked about yet. It's going to be on Sci-Fi, and Sci-Fi is really hit and miss with its shows lately. Yeah, you had Battlestar Galactica. You also had several other shows. You had Heroes of Cosplay. Ugh. So, also, let's not forget Caprica. I want to forget Caprica. So, I don't know. And also, don't expect, with the Krypton TV show being on, Sci-Fi, don't expect marvelous things. That's all I'm going to say. Don't expect, grand, marvelous, sets like we saw in Gotham. I'll give Gotham that. You had some really good sets and whatnot in there. But, yeah, this is a Sci-Fi TV budget. Do not expect great things. Cannot stress that enough. So that's kind of my big worry, is that the budget won't be big enough. Now, like I said, I am still worried, it's another prequel show, but this I'm a bit more, I think you can do a bit more with it because, there are only so many things you can do on Krypton. You can also experiment with the whole, the creation of the Phantom Zone. That's actually another thing, now that I think about it, is another cool thing you can really delve into. Jor-El discovering the Phantom Zone and using it to put away criminals. You can use it to put away criminals, and also have him and and you could also in one season Zod being sent to the Phantom Zone along with Ursa and Nan, or in this case Feora and Nan. So yeah, actually I'd be okay with maybe Jor-El goes into the Phantom Zone while experimenting in alternate dimensions and stuff like that. And of course the final season's going to delve into the destruction of Krypton, whether that be by natural causes like in the movies or by Brainiac like in the comics. That's up to other things, and that's up to other powers. Another thing is that they'll probably do is, I know this from the New 52, is that the new cyborg Superman is like he's like the Silver Surfer now. He was Jor-El's brother. He was Supergirl's father, and they turned him into Cyborg Brainiac turned him into Cyborg Superman. It's really weird. So I would not be surprised, because again, they do a lot, DC tends to do some, the DC TV shows take a lot from the New 52. So I would not be surprised if they did have Jor-El's brother in here, and they did have Brainiac. Yeah, we probably would get Cyborg Superman in here. Would not put him past him. Would not put it past him. But among other things, unlike Gotham, I am a lot more excited. I do have, my thoughts are very reserved on this, but I'm willing to give this the benefit of the doubt more so than I was with Gotham, because Gotham just really killed it. Now, this show could suck, because like I said, sci-fi is very hit and miss, but I am willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, because there's so many things on Krypton, the planet Krypton, that we have not really explored yet. So I'm willing to give that give that much a shot. But anyway, I'm mixed. I'm on the fence. Let's say that. Yeah, I'm very much on the fence about this. So you guys tell me, what do you guys think of Krypton? Are you guys going to watch it? What do you want to see in the show? And how do you think it should be set up? Just comment below, let me know what you guys think of all this. I don't want to shit on this show, because there is a lot of potential here. But I don't know. It's another prequel show. Gotham left a bad taste in my mouth, but I want to give it benefit of the doubt. That's what I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on this show. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.